Welcome back to the SAFESECURE 360 podcast. There is safety in numbers. We're continuing our series that we already did earlier this year about road rage. Road rage in Texas. It's a big deal. And we're going to talk about that today. What is it? How can you identify it? What can you do to reduce risk for you and your family while you're driving? It's very important, and we'll talk about that today. Thanks for joining us. SAFESECURE 360 podcast. There's safety in numbers.
Lieutenant Robert Henry is an honorably retired law enforcement commander from Houston with over 35 years of public service experience. I'm Daniel Ziegler. I've been asking questions all my life, and on this show, I do my best to ask the questions that the public would like to know the answer to. The SAFESECURE 360 podcast is intended to provide you, the listener, with information about current events and ongoing societal challenges to help make your life safer. Thank you for listening. This is the SAFESECURE 360 podcast. There is safety in numbers. Thanks for sitting down and talking with us today, Robert. Today we're focusing on road rage, and this is our second episode on road rage, which may seem like kind of a flippant topic, but really isn't when you start to get into the stats of what's going on here. So tell us, why are we talking about road rage again? What's evolved, and maybe help us understand what road rage is as well.
In Texas, in 2024, 80 people were shot during an identified road rage incident. What is road rage? Well, it starts off by you being a driver, or you could be a passenger. You're driving and someone cuts you off. You're driving and someone's not going fast enough. You're driving and someone puts on their brakes. You're driving and someone swerves over into your lane. You're driving and someone is behind you too close. You're driving and they are honking their horn. They drive up next to you and scream out something to you or give you some type of the finger perhaps. Or worse, they're trying to encourage you to pull over because they want to physically engage with you. They may even produce a firearm or a knife or edged instrument and show it to you in an attempt to scare you or to frighten you or to have you in some way react to that is occurring. In 2024, with those 80 people that were shot, over 741 incidents were reported. Think about it. How easy it happens. You see it all the time on the news. There's a new initiative by the city of Houston to crack down on it. We'll talk about that in a few moments. All this construction, the heat, the population on the roadway, it all is stressful. Timelines, constraints, unpredictable traffic stops, shutdowns, carpool lines, they all contribute to a diversion from your plan. You planned on driving home from work and it takes 43 minutes all the time. Today, it's an hour and 43 minutes because of all these other environmental factors. Your senses are high, your emotions high, and then all of a sudden somebody does something to you or influences the way you drive, and then here we go.
So these situations are happening often. I wager that almost everyone on the road has experienced an example of road rage from somebody flipping the finger or pulling over to cut them off or whatever it is, often probably on a daily basis. An idea we talk about on this show is that mental health problems are playing themselves out in incidents of mass violence. What we're talking about today is that they're also playing themselves out in road rage violence. So if I'm driving down the road and I realize that somebody else is really upset with me and cutting me off and honking their horn and flashing their lights and flipping me the finger, is there anything I can do to keep myself safe or to distance myself from them? How should I play that out in my life?
Yeah, I think being aware of your surroundings and being aware of vehicles around you constantly, not just what's in front of you, but what's behind you as well. Drive reasonably. Don't enter into a road rage conflict scenario, even unintentionally. Drive at the speed limit or don't abruptly change lanes. Don't follow too close. Don't brake unnecessarily. Don't do things that you know you wouldn't want to have done to you. If you see someone who is doing those things, running up on you or slamming their brakes on or trying to push you out of the lane, take immediate, safe, evasive action. Slow down typically is the way to go. A lot of these times for road rage incidents, the driver will keep on going and find their next target. If you're not part of the experience because you're not geographically right there with them, you're in a better position. So I think that the amount of cars we have in Houston, it's where we're from, it's unbelievable. And these freeways, some of them are 2 lanes. Some of them are 8 lanes. And it just seems like they're just crowded and packed and accidents all the time. And people are always in a hurry and people are always stressed out. And you'll even see bumper stickers that say crazy things. So you're dealing with a population that is unpredictable. And if you add the heat and the traffic, and it seems like the weekends are worse. On a Friday afternoon, so much worse. A Friday afternoon that's a holiday, think about that. Just watch the characteristics of people that drive on Fridays, number one. And then secondly, watch the characteristics of people that drive on Friday on a holiday weekend. It is exaggerated and it is complex. My advice, get away from it, de-escalate, stay away from the potential threat. And if it does not work out and it continues, time to call 911.
Like you said earlier, law enforcement in Houston is focusing in on 2 roads, in particular I-45 and US 59. If you live in Houston, you knew which 2 roads I was going to say before I even said it. So in order for them to decide that, they must have had run some studies, looked at data, analyzed what roads are worse. This is a big deal that requires a lot of resources. When they are cracking down on road rage on these 2 roads, what exactly is law enforcement doing differently? And what should drivers expect? Does that affect me in any way, what they're doing?
Yeah, the Houston Police Department and the state have a new thing. It's called the Safe Roadways Initiative. And what it's designed to do is to identify and stop or suppress road rage incidents. So when a road rage incident is viewed by a police officer who's out driving, there's emphasis on intercepting that and stopping it. They're also very keenly aware of callers who are calling in and saying, hey, we're at so-and-so location on this freeway, this exit. A guy in a green Malibu is just out of control. What does that mean? He's following me close. He's honking his horn. He's screaming at me. He's absolutely perhaps intoxicated. I don't know. But I'm very worried about this guy, and he's done this to several cars. This is a red flag that I am calling law enforcement and asking you to intervene and help us with. You may not be the only caller. You may have multiple callers that are seeing this same driver and recognizing. In Texas, besides the following too close or not signaling the lane change or not staying in a marked lane or speeding, there's a lot of other things that are arrest titles that you get tickets for. However, there's also a title called reckless driving. Reckless driving doesn't mean you haven't had a wreck. Reckless driving means that you are reckless and you are an exaggerated risk and danger to other drivers. You've seen them. You're driving down the freeway or a roadway. All of a sudden you look in your rearview mirror, you're going the speed limit or perhaps a little bit faster than the speed limit. Here they come. 90, 100 miles an hour plus. You see them coming. That person is heightening the risk for everyone. What if you change lanes all of a sudden to get out of their way and they weren't predicting it? You would. What if they hit something in the roadway? What if they were distracted, or they had a blowout, or they had other things happen? When they are driving at speeds that are exceedingly unsafe, and they're changing lanes unsafe, and they're following too close unsafe, and they are abruptly braking perhaps unsafe, you are headed towards the statute of reckless driving. It's not a ticket. You're arrested. You could be arrested for it. It's an arrest title that you could be arrested for, reckless driving. And that is for the extreme drivers that exhibit these driving characteristics that are just off the chart. So I think the Safe Roadways Initiative is a good idea to focus more resources on drivers in Texas. And I think that 45 and 59, they speak for themselves. They are absolutely dangerous to drive on. And I encourage you to think about these things we're talking about to reduce your risk during your driving event.
What I hear you saying is the same thing you say about all situations. Is a simple thing, but if you're aware of your surroundings and if you see something and then say something, you are providing yourself and the people around you a heightened chance of survivability in an unpredictable event. So in this situation, in road rage, while you're driving to work, remember, like Robert was saying earlier, that driving is stressful. And when you're in traffic, it's more stressful. If you don't have AC in your car and you're stuck at a light, it becomes crazy that nobody gets me right now. So just become aware of yourself. Take a deep breath, listen to some good music. Be aware of the other people around you and know that it's not only is it okay, but it's encouraged for you to call 911 about reckless drivers or dangerous drivers, because it doesn't just affect you, it affects the people around you. Those are all really good points, Robert. Is there anything else that drivers should keep in mind with them, or anything else they could glean from this episode that would help make their drive easier or more safe?
I think that just awareness of your other motorists around you, looking for characteristics in the way they drive that's unsafe, and staying away from them will help de-escalate or remove you from that encounter, because these encounters can escalate very quickly, from a brake check to a following too close to an unprecedented dangerous lane changes. Next thing you know, you're screaming and yelling. Next thing you know, a weapon's involved. And a lot of people in Texas carry weapons with them. And when that happens, you could have a very serious event occur. So try to limit and exclude yourself from these events. It's a great idea.
Well, thank you, Robert, for this advice and these ideas. We hope you at home or on the road listening are enjoying our podcasts. We say every week there is safety in numbers. If we can be a part of your team and help provide you some semblance of safety, just reach out to us. Ask us a question, comment on the video below, or like and subscribe too. That helps us become part of our team too. That way you can stay up to date on what we're up to and see new episodes right when they come out. We're grateful for you all at home, and we say this every week, but there's safety in numbers. We're here with you, and you're here with us. Thank you for that. This is the SAFESECURE 360 podcast. This is the SAFESECURE 360 podcast. The information provided in our podcasts is for general information uses only and is not intended as legal advice. The views and opinions expressed by the guests are their own. Always consult with a qualified professional before making safety and security decisions. For more information about this topic, check out our website at safesecure360.com.